The tradition of starting the
Jason not telling you that the camera's actually on. Yay! So today we're going to talk about kegs, and specifically keg carrying and keg loading.
We being
Gabby
Hoffman, lightweight open competitor. Jason Struck,
under 200.
men's lightweight 200 open competitor.
I don't know if they call them those things.
Yeah, it's lightweight.
I think
I'm a lightweight. No, I'm not into fitness.
Okay. We're both small people being strong. How's that? Okay, good. Alright, so we're going to talk about keg carrying first. So kind of the main variables with keg carrying are going to be, can you pick it up? And hopefully you can. So if you can't pick it up, you are kind of stuck in a position where it's going to be sad times. But we're going to assume that you can pick up the keg, and the sort of second variable and most important one becomes how fast can you move with that keg?
Well, yeah, since we're going to talk about training shit all throughout this, if you can't pick up the keg, what should you do?
You should train to pick up the keg.
You should probably get stronger. So maybe deadlifts, maybe rowing, grip work. Get a coach who can teach you the proper technique to lift the keg. Alright, moving on.
Good. Alright, so let's assume that you are going to pick up the keg and carry it, maybe in some sort of medley for an event. So the first thing is the keg will always be starting standing up. I don't think I've ever seen it start another way. So
I'm scared to say always in Strongman, but I think
okay,
right.
So like 99% of the time it's going to be standing up. Let's clarify. So kind of the first thing is deciding how you are going to take the keg. And there are a couple of different grip styles. The one that we prefer is a staggered grip to sort of get it to the lap. Pick it up. So Jason's going to start with his hands on the keg. He's going to tilt it away from him. He's going to have one hand on the outside there, and he's going to put his other hand on the bottom inside right there. And he's just going to deadlift the keg up. And he has a couple of options here. So if the keg is light enough, he can probably just row it in because he's got like traps of death. If he does not have traps of death or it's heavy, he may have to kind of lap it like a traditional stone load and use some hip action to get it a little bit higher. Oh, it's higher. Good. So you can set it down.
One other detail I see a lot of folks do is just kind of pick a hip to swing it to the side. That would be like the high hand. So kind of like moving like this. I get a little bit more, I get full knee clearance on the right side and a little bit more on the left. I've seen people not be able to walk a straight line like that though too.
Right. So kind of the most important thing with however you decide to carry it is that it should be off of your legs so that you can actually pick up your knees and move very quickly. You're not going to get very far if you have to essentially duck walk the whole thing the entire way. Yeah, see? It's cute like flash dance move, but it's not going to be very effective. So, kind of the other method of, we had it carried low, not effective, carried medium, which is like where Jason is. I personally carry a keg very high, and I try to get it as high as possible and basically put it on my chest so I can just sprint with it. So Jason's going to sort of start the same way. I'm going to lap it just a little bit more. Lots of hip drag, and it's going to be up. Only disadvantage of this is that you can't really see all that well, but you can move really, really fast. So if it is sort of something that you can make happen, that is my preferred method. Ladies, it's not extremely comfortable, but hopefully you're going so fast that it doesn't matter. So those are my preferred method anyways. Jason prefers sort of a medium, like middle carry.
Yeah, I think if you train rows long enough, you can just pull it back. It doesn't bounce around as much. It gets a little higher. And I think I'm built in such a way that just a couple extra inches lets my knees move, and I can move pretty quick.
Right. So I've got really long legs, really tiny torso, so for me having it up on my chest is a little bit more advantageous because realistically the keg does not have to fall that far for it to be on my legs and impede my running ability. And I'm also a smaller person, right? This keg size doesn't change. So if I'm tiny, I don't really have sort of a lot of room to play with that keg versus somebody who is really tall or significantly larger.
It's definitely worth noting. Like if you're 6.5 feet tall, the keg looks like a little battery on you. But if you're 5 feet tall, it's a thing in your way.
Right.
I don't think it's a technique or an event that really necessitates super in-depth like technological study. It's not that. It's pretty straightforward.
Right. You pick it up, you carry it.
Training for it. There are a lot of gyms I think they use kegs pretty extensively for like conditioning work. They have a variety of weights and such like that. I don't enjoy them.
I really like a keg carry. I also just really enjoy like a front carry of all varieties, minus a surge or heel carry.
They really are very good conditioning, and there really is some aspect to a moving event on almost every show. I guess it's going to be related to those capacities, like being able to maybe walk with your hips a little in front of your shoulders, not being able to breathe, not being able to see, not being able to move your legs. Those are all common with kegs, stones, sandbags, even dragging certain implements. Husafel. So, I mean, these are a lot cheaper and easier than your typical like Husafel, and they're a lot safer to drop than maybe a stone. So there's a lot of pros if you can pick up some cheap kegs. The way that we principally condition with the kegs, what do? We do sets and reps work. Yeah, we do like volume work. So once we've established like a timed max, like maybe, an upcoming event has a 60-foot carry. So we'll put a time limit on how quickly you have to complete that carry in order for it to count. Because you can always eventually cross the line if there's no time limit, but that's not really relevant to the sport. So, a lot of times a 50, 60-foot carry in an event is like a 10-second thing. So if it's taking you more than 20 seconds to get over the line, you're probably going way too slow to win. So we'll focus on kind of speed, and we'll use that to establish the max, and then we'll train sub-maximally from there. So we're never grinding and going slow and like having death marches with kegs. We're working on speed, and we'll make up for that sometimes by doing multiple sets with shortened rest periods and things like that. And there's a huge carryover in just general conditioning.
Yeah, I mean there is sort of no pain quite like doing a speedy keg carry followed by a speedy sled drag and resting 30 seconds and doing it 5 times in a row. You're going to get really well conditioned really quickly. It's gonna suck, but it's pretty fantastic for overall conditioning for all aspects of the sport.
So I guess like in summation, these aren't super technical. Get yourself a nice spread so that you can change the weights, play with the distances, play with the speed, play with the rest times, and get in shape using kegs. Play with the different techniques to see what fits your body best, and don't overthink it too much. Get with the style that works for you. Especially if you have a knowledgeable coach working with you, like, get their feedback on like what they think works best for you, and then work on that. Get better at doing it heavier, longer, with less rest, whatever. Moving on, the other big keg event is the load.
Yeah. So there are kind of different types of loads. There's loads on the platform, and then there's more commonly loading over a bar for reps, or you may have a carry and then load. So,
like loading into something,
like
a wheelbarrow or a cart. Let's talk equipment real quick. This is a good segue. I wasn't sure we'd actually move or not, so I switched into like moving shoes. These are the Reebok like TR lights. They're meant for powerlifting, but they're totally flat. They have good level of support, and they're very, very comfortable. So they're fun to do like farmers walks, yogas, keg carries in. But for loading, I want a little heel lift so I can front squat super deep. So I'm going to change my shoes, Mr. Rogers style. Well, Gabby walks us through some other some other equipment concerns, such as the knee sleeves and what to put on my elbows, etc., etc.
Right. So I also prefer a heel shoe for a keg load. I'm also short, so if you're short, just deal with it. Get a couple of extra inches with the weightlifting shoe.
Mobility-wise, too, if you're not
you're not super mobile.
Yeah, if you're not a good front squatter, you can't front squat real deep, you're going to want weightlifting shoes.
Yes, definitely. Kind of other gear that we wear for a keg loading event, some sort of, well, I guess it's up for debate. So I like to wrap my knees in ace bandage because I find that knee sleeves slide down when I'm doing a keg loading event, because there is going to be a point where you're kind of dragging it up yourself. So that is something you can play with and see what works for you.
Just use garters. Ladies.
Yes.
I am ready for that.
That's my next equipment purchase. And then as far as everything else, I've seen belts or no belts. If you wear a belt, buckle to the back.
Keep talking.
If you're going to wear a belt, I'd also recommend like a Velcro belt, because if you're wearing a hard style powerlifting belt, it's going to hurt like shit. So Velcro belt, buckle to the back if you want. And then also we both like to wear elbow sleeves because the kegs can kind of tear up your inside of your arms. I've had many a keg. Yeah, you know, I'm a little delicate flower.
Compression is honestly, like if you're gonna seriously train this hard, I think compression is like a necessity sometimes.
Yes.
Because you get really bad bruises. And frankly, if you have bad bruises, it fucking hurts to squeeze hard.
Yes.
And if it hurts to try hard, your training is probably not gonna go well.
Right. So, Jason and I both wear our old knee sleeves with our elbow sleeves, so that's an option if you have them Gains Pro. But there are plenty of companies that sell elbow sleeves available out there.
Use the sizing guides for the knee sleeves and then just buy the small size that fits your arm.
Yeah.
Like just where it says like your calf and your thigh, just substitute your forearm and your tricep and go for it.
Go. So Jason's now all geared up and ready to go.
All right.
Hold the knee sleeves on all of his various levels.
All four corners.
Yeah, all four corners of knee sleeves. So with the keg load, again, it's going to start 99% of the time upright. So you are going to want to pick it sort of in whatever style works best for you. For us, that personally is a staggered grip, and then we will re-grip in the lab. And a keg load is very similar to a stone load in that you have sort of the deadlift portion, the lapping portion, and the triple extension, throwing that jump over the bar portion.
So with lighter kegs, I will cross grip just because I'm already higher up the keg. With heavier ones, I kind of need to have a hand on each side for an effective deadlift. So you want to go through the phases?
Sure.
Okay, so walk me.
So he is going to pick the keg, going to tilt it, stagger grip, get it to the lap, and like a stone, he's going to lap it and then re-grip. So he re-grips to the front, as do I. Some people do not. I personally think this works well. And I don't use my thumbs a lot of the time. So I'm just kind of squeezing it between my fingers because it feels like my thumbs are going to pop off. Again, you kind of have to play with this and see what works for you. From the lap, he's going to sort of explode, use a lot of hip drive, and get that triple extension to get the implement over some imaginary bar that would be there. Very much like a stone. So from the lap, nice hip drive, all the hip drive and that to get it over the bar.
You wanna do it over a bar?
Yeah, let's do it over a bar.
Makes sense. All right. We're gonna go one shot, like a great action movie. Oh yeah.
Oh, that's good.
Oh yeah.
All right, so I'm going to narrate while Jason.
You guys see this bar? Oh, you know what? You can't see the floor, can you?
We can kind of see the floor.
Oh, you can? Okay.
A little bit. We can
So-
see kind of the keg.
We already talked about the other style, right? So
So let's talk about this. Okay, so it is a little difficult to see on this video, but you can see the top of the keg, like below Jason's knee. So when somebody's rolling the keg back to you, it's not going to sort of be upright, right? So this is like pig style number 2. So in this case, usually we just grip on the same side and deadlift it up. Right, so let's see if
this ends up just being a shitty deadlift.
Yeah.
The bar is now, 6 inches away from the shin instead of right in front of it, and you have poor leverage. The key I found is really just sitting back, letting the counterweight of the keg in front of you keep you from falling on your ass, but commit to falling on your ass.
Right.
And as soon as it breaks over the knees, just scoop in and re-grip one hand at a time so you don't lose it.
Yes, the re-gripping one hand at a time is going to be really, really important because it is huge and it does want to fall out of your lap. So then he's going to explode up, use that extension, and throw it over.
I know it looks silly the way I finished, but I would encourage you guys to focus on doing the bare minimum required to get the keg over the bar.
Yeah.
So as soon as I feel like I have enough extension to where 51% of the keg is higher than the bar, I push it over.
Deadlifting, lapping, not falling is what he's not doing, and then pushing it over the bar.
Finishing with the body.
So just like a stone, you want to not throw yourself into it, but you do want some momentum to follow to get it over the bar, particularly if it's a high bar. This bar is set pretty high right now. I think it's like a 52.
High for some.
Okay, well it's high for 5'5", so it's a high bar in my world. So if you don't want a keg to the face, pretty much just have a real confident finish and try to essentially kind of chest bump it over almost.
All right, so do you want to go back to our original stage?
Yes.
Yes, that was comfortable there. That was nice. Okay. So
Now we're back.
yeah, so training then.
Training. So we've done this a couple of different ways, and we sort of do a similar thing like we do with the keg carry, but it's not time. So we try to establish some sort of max, and then we can train with that at different percentages of rep schemes to practice getting that speed and get confident.
So contrary to Stones, I don't think I've really ever seen like a keg load for max.
Nope.
I don't know why. I mean, we easily could. I've definitely seen short series, like 2 or 3 kegs that are really heavy, and it might get carrying load, like I was saying, or it might just be low. But usually, since there's more than one keg in the way of the bar, it's usually carrying load. And that's the one thing we didn't talk about. We talk about transition, but really it's very simple. You're already carrying it in the same position that you are going to like drop into the lap from. So when you get where you intend to go, drop into the lap, re-grip, load. So it's not super technical. Really, I think practicing the positions and making sure you're capable of being both mobile enough to be in a good one and strong enough to not let certain things slip.
Right.
So 1 rep max, if you need to know what's the heaviest keg you can get over what height. That's okay, we usually don't when we start.
Okay, good. So again, we're going to start talking about something.
We got cut off.
Yeah.
We were talking about training, so
Sure.
let's go back a couple steps and talk about training for 1 rep max, over height, max reps for time. So 1 rep max.
1 rep max. So we're talking about doing sort of percentage work at a specific height, which you found your 1 rep max at that height. Because while you may not have a 1 rep max keg event, although I'm sure it exists somewhere, your ability to sort of perform multiple reps at X weight is going to be dictated by your strength. Right? So it's kind of important to have incrementally move up your 1 rep max in that way.
Especially, I guess, if you want to advance up the ranks. As you go from novice to open, and from open to considering maybe level 2 or platinum plus shows or nationals, the weights are probably going to ascend, sometimes fairly substantially.
Yes.
I know there's a lot of men who do like novice shows and do well and never compete in an open because jumping weight is pretty great.
Yeah. Same thing for women.
I think, shows vary a lot. You'll find strongman shows aren't terribly heavy for women sometimes, and you'll find the ones that are like appropriately weighted. Or,
and then ones that are inappropriately weighted because they have no idea what that weight class is supposed to be able to do.
So you can find it all ways.
Yeah.
The key, I think, for 1 rep max wins work is probably developing strength generally. I have this fear that we already talked about this on the rush through. RDLs and deadlifts, rows, power cleans, front squats, all tremendously helpful.
Yes.
Practicing on the kegs, of course, is great. I think an emphasis needs to be placed probably on the greatest height possible. The smaller your weight class, the lower that height, like relatively, is probably going to be. So something like 48 inches is pretty high for like a lightweight.
Yeah.
But to be honest, is not that high for a lightweight male, and is insignificant for like a heavyweight male. So
right. So yeah, I mean, technically, most of the time, the lower the weight class, the shorter the athlete. That's not always true, but generally speaking, me doing something to 52 inches means that I'm pressing something with my face, which is that person Jason has to do something at 52 inches.
it's like shoulder height. It's high, but it's doable. Yeah. 56 or 60 for me is really high.
And that's just cute for me.
Yeah. But again, even heavyweight women, really could see some very tall women. So maybe 60 inches is the end of the world. If you don't have a comfort zone with that, you're going to be very sorely disappointed when you compete like that.
Yes.
Max reps for time, again, like we were talking about with carries, we want something light enough to produce repetitions.
Right.
If we're not doing reps, then we're not doing rep for time training, right?
Right.
So if
you
you're
do, you do more than that.
yeah. And we typically train by volume work, right?
Right. Primarily volume work off of our max reps tests. Usually we can do like the same weight, the same height, and then we do percentages off of the reps we got in our max reps test, and sort of various iterations of that. But really just accumulating a lot of volume and a lot of practice. Because like we showed with the kegs, even transitioning from that first pick, once you initially load it to that second pick, you're gonna get tired and it's gonna be weird and different. So just being more comfortable with that is never bad.
Big variable there is probably density.
Yep.
It's hard to fill that 60 seconds with a heavy weight and be constantly moving. So starting with a lower weight and getting some good reps in, and then doing sets and reps where you maybe eventually reduce your rest periods between your work. Just getting the better conditioning to keep the keg moving. Yeah. And not retesting too often, but like if you have 8 or 12 weeks of training for a contest, there's probably needs to be a retest or two involved in your training program up to that contest, especially if you're doing the keg regularly.
Yeah.
So there are other little variables here and there. Maybe we'll add stuff on the notes, annotations, But
that's pretty much it.
Yeah, those are kegs.
Yeah, they're like kegs.
So, like us on Facebook at /Strongman.
Strongman, I think it has 3 A's.
3 A's, because apparently the other Strongman was our
It
thing.
was already had 2 A's to take it.
You can definitely check out the places we're from. Gabby's gluten-free, CrossFitFullCircle.com in Richmond, Virginia.
We'll have all the links in the YouTube.
Yep.
Comments below. Comment on YouTube. Subscribe on YouTube. Like us on YouTube.
Some sort of nutrition rebel. Check out carbcreatives.com.
Yeah. So wage the war on carbs, which will help with your big movement.
Yes. If you're going to do keg reps for time, you're going to need some French toast.
Yeah. Pretty much.
I think that
That's good.
says it all.